Hi, you guys. Welcome back. And of course, if you are new to this channel, welcome. My name is Tracey, and in this video, I'm going to discuss signs and synchronicities and how you too can tune into the language of the universe. So stay tuned. Some people say that there are coincidences, and then there are other people who say that there are synchronicities. So in my opinion, the difference between a coincidence and a synchronicity is that the belief behind a coincidence is that something happening that is synchronistic is actually all just simply an accident. But then the people who believe in synchronicities over coincidences actually believe that those things that others call coincidences are actually events that are orchestrated by the universe to give you signs and to give you confirmation on what is going on in your life and in your own spiritual progression. And then we also have signs from the universe. And those I've discussed in a lot of detail in previous videos, such as my videos on numerology and seeing number sequences, like repeating numbers and things like that. I've told you about signs as well in my video on digital divination. Once again, speaking on numbers and seeing certain number patterns. I've also discussed this topic with you guys in my video called Signs from the Other Side, as well as a video that I created telling you guys all about signs from my own dad after he died in January of 2020. And in that video, I simply share some signs that I believe I was receiving from my dad on the other side. Now, in those situations, I can see how some people can simply brush it off as coincidence. But if you are in tune with the universe and if you are present in the now moment, then you will understand that there is a whole series of feeling that comes along with these signs and synchronicities. It is much more than simply seeing a number or hearing a voice or whatever the case may be, hearing a song at just the right time or whatever. It is so much more than that. And our feelings involved when these signs and synchronicities happen are actually telling us that that was a true and genuine experience that you were having with either the other side or with communication with God or the universe. I actually have a very recent example of a sign that my father-in-law, Russ, sent to my husband, Neil, shortly after he passed away. My husband, Neil, has been in a recreational softball league with a group of his friends for nearly 2 decades. And less than a week after his dad's death, it was my husband's softball team's very last game together, as they're now just kind of growing older and now have to raise their own families. And so, during that game, my husband's team was down the entire time. And finally, it came to the last inning when my husband had the scorebook and he was keeping score. During that last inning of the last game that these guys were going to play together, while my husband Neil was keeping score, they miraculously actually scored 13 times in that last inning of their last game alone. At the end of the game, someone asked Neil how many runs they had received in that inning to win the game. And right as Neil counted up all of the runs for the last inning of the game, he came to the number 13. And right away, my husband knew that that was a sign from his dad on the other side. Now, if you haven't been watching my videos, then you may have no idea what the number 13 means in regards to my husband and his father. But number 13 is my husband's favorite number, but it is his favorite number because it is also one of my father-in-law's favorite numbers as well. So if you did not yet watch my video all about the number 13 that I recently created, I'll be sure to link that one up above for you guys in case you want to go back and get the scoop on the number 13. But that was definitely a sign from my father-in-law to my husband. And now I want to give you guys an example of a synchronicity that actually just happened to me this morning. I'm filming this video in the afternoon of Sunday, November 8th. And actually this morning, I had an event that I would consider a synchronicity, or basically confirmation from the universe that everything is aligned at this time. So this morning, as you all know, I have a neighbor who is also my friend named Dee Dee. This morning, my neighbor and her whole family were gone. They had left the house. And we have no idea really how it happened, but her dog got out and nobody was home. So my husband Neil and our neighbor from across the street named Dixie were trying to capture Rocky, the neighbor's dog, so that he wouldn't get hit by a car or lost or whatever. So as we were trying to get Rocky, if anyone knows this dog, he's a little escape artist. And he lets you get very close to him, but just as you're about to pick him up, he sprints the other way. So as we're having this issue trying to get the dog for our neighbor, I just said out loud to Neil and Dixie, back when we used to have Bo Sox, who was our yellow lab that passed away a couple of years ago, I said, we used to bring Bo Sox out on a leash and he would always make Rocky come over and we could catch him that way. Well, as soon as I said that we used to bring our yellow lab out on a leash to capture Rocky, sure enough, another neighbor came walking down the street as this lady was walking her dog. And that dog happened to be a yellow lab, a large yellow lab. And this lady even stopped walking so that Rocky could come up to her dog and just kind of introduce himself to the dog while we came up and we were able to grab him. It sounds like a strange story, but this was definitely a synchronicity in my opinion, because I was very much in the present moment at that exact time when I was speaking to my husband Neil and our neighbor from across the street, Dixie, about how to capture Rocky. And as soon as I mentioned the yellow lab on a leash, a lady came walking with a yellow lab on a leash, and we were able to capture Rocky and place him in our backyard until our neighbor Dee Dee got home to bring him back home. So that is just a small example of a synchronicity that just happened to me this morning. So a lot of people might call that a coincidence, to be talking about a certain situation and then that exact situation kind of comes up. But in my eyes, that is no coincidence. That is a synchronicity from the universe. And now some of you actually might be asking yourselves, well, how do I tune into synchronicities and signs from the universe? Well, my answer to that question, in my experience, has always been to be present in each and every now moment. So, in other words, just be present-minded. Because the more you are living in this present moment, the more that you can understand as your thoughts come up, what is happening around you could be in alignment with whatever it is that you are thinking about. Because as you might also know, if you've been a viewer of my channel for a while, we are all creators. We are here to create our own life experience, to simply experience life. Therefore, the more that we are in the now present moment, rather than worrying or stressing about things that have happened in the past, or rather than having anxiety or always troubling yourself, worrying about what's going to happen in the future, the more that you stay aligned in this present moment that you are existing in right now, the more that the universe will communicate with you. And it's not that it happens more. It is simply that it happens while you are aware in the now moment. So the more present-minded that you can become, the more in tune that you will be with the universe and with your surroundings and with the signs and synchronicities that are constantly being offered to you each and every day. And I know that it sounds easy to say, hey guys, you just have to be present-minded all the time. You have to be mindful in the now moment. I do know that it is much harder to do than it is to say. And so I just want to quickly share with you guys that if you take time to become present-minded, then it is definitely going to pay off. And one of the biggest ways that I have learned to become more and more present-minded is to practice a daily meditation. Now, I have made some meditation videos for you guys on this channel. So if you have never meditated before, I do suggest checking out some of my previous videos on the topic of meditation, because this is a mind skill that not only will bring you to be more present-minded and aware in each and every now moment, meditation is also going to open up lines of communication between you and your highest self, so that you can then even begin to listen to the guidance that comes from within you each and every day as you go along in your life. And journaling is another tool that you can use to kind of bring you more into the present moment as well. In my own experience, I've realized that through the practice of daily journaling or a stream of consciousness writing of some kind, it actually gives you an opportunity when your mind is just full of things going on in your life or full of deadlines, things like that. It is so beneficial to give yourself even just 5 or 10 minutes each day to write out all of your thoughts in a journal or diary, or just to, do a stream of consciousness until the timer goes off on a sheet of paper, letting all of your thoughts out into the world rather than being stuck in your mind, constantly bouncing back and forth. So I found meditation and journaling to be two excellent ways to bring yourself more and more in alignment with the present moment. Now, with both of these, this is an exercise that you should do each and every day, because as any type of exercise, like going to the gym to build muscle, you don't simply work out one good workout and think that now you're good to go. You don't have to go back to the gym ever again. If you really want to build this mental muscle, you must be committed to a daily practice of meditation and journaling in order to let this progressively bring you more and more into the present moment, the more and more aware you become of your own thoughts. Well, that about wraps it up for this video. So if you like this video, be sure to click that like button. And of course, if you're a viewer but not yet a subscriber, I would love for you to click subscribe. It's right under this video. And once you've subscribed, you can then click the bell and receive notification each and every time that I upload a new video. Thank you guys so much for watching and spending your time with me. I love you. And I'll see you next time. Bye.